What's up, y'all? This is Exodus One, aka Indigo Sky, aka y'all already know who it is. Trigger ranking the Trigger Man himself. Want y'all to like, subscribe, share, definitely hit the notification bell. If you want to support the channel, my cash app in the description. If you'd like to follow me on any other platform, everything is at the top description of my YouTube channel. With that being said, let's get this show on the road, everybody. Let's get it on the road, man. Let's get this thing on the road, Bridgman. Hola, hola.
You are watching a master at work. Trackaholics, real trap shit.
Had the other guy see Blade Cook. like to read. I love to read. I like across the moment. This heart begins to beat. All right, I'm going to my Facebook.
Real trap shit.
Oh, appreciate it, Royal. One more time. One more time for the get down. One more time for Friday, man. One more time for the get down. One more time for the get down.
Fanaticz, real trap shit.
We're about to go to. Let me see. I think it's an update on David right quick. Give me a second. I'm waiting on the big soundboard to load up. But we're going to it's an update on
I
him.
celebrate.
Oh, I like this. Hold on, who is this?
Yeah, I'm standing on me. Even when it's hard, I'm who I need to be. You gotta do it for yourself. Ain't nobody coming through. You gotta find your strength, even when you don't want to. It's gonna.
I think we got it on the. This is not a drill. This is not a drill, folks. We got an update. New David timeline gets even worse. Oh my God. Y'all, we about to check out Trap More Ross, Orator by Trap Lil Ross. Check that boy out. Y'all check out Trap More Ross channel. This is not a drill. This is not a
Is not
drill.
just an AI. She listens. She understands you.
It
This
was
is
living in
not a
when the body
drill.
of 14-year-old Celeste was found in the trunk of his car deceased. Well, that private investigator that's working for that property owner, he's been digging into the case. I see him.
Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.
In court. All right, I didn't manage to speak to him. He was moving quick. He was moving way too quick for me. I didn't manage to catch up with Steve. All right, but I wanted to talk to him. I hopefully will speak to him at some point soon. Maybe we'll do an interview or something. But he has updated a comprehensive timeline that he has put out on his website. So he's digging deeper than anyone could have ever probably imagined in this situation. And he's got a new timeline. And I think it's worth having a little look through this because I don't think anybody is as well versed in this case, other than me, of course, than Steve. I think Steve is probably one of the most deepest and knowledgeable people about this whole situation. And I think his timeline is going to be very illuminating for us. So this is what he's posted on his website. It says, David, the public activity time, April 21st and May 22nd, 2025. Frame brackets the dates Los Angeles County prosecutors have alleged.
This is not a drill, y'all.
Trapaholics, real trap shit.
This is
In
not a
connection with the
drill.
death of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. So it says important context. LA County prosecutors have alleged two key dates in this window. On or about April 23rd, 2025, the alleged killing, and on or about May the 5th, 2025, the alleged dismemberment of Celeste. These allegations are currently unproven. David has entered a plea of not guilty at his arraignment on April 20th, 2026, and he is presumed innocent. This timeline is intended to provide factual context, not assert guilt, compiled from publicly available news coverage, concert and ticketing databases, and timestamps embedded in David's own social media posts. So, this is a really great timeline. It's color-coded. It says date alleged by prosecution, confirmed live appearance, social media posts.
This is not a drill.
Press and promo activity, travel and fur. So all these different types of incidents are color-coded, and we got some sort of background info about everything. And this is really just focusing mainly on the time around the murder. So it says no publicly reported activity. David's Coachella weekend, 2 sets end the prior day in Indio, California. Okay, so he was getting busy around this time.
So she been dead since damn near Coachella. She was dead since Coachella last year, and Coachella just came up this year, bro. So it's been damn near a year, bro. Man, what the fuck?
A year ago, he was getting busy at Coachella, and then he was allegedly committing a heinous murder.
Congratulations, you played
Hey,
yourself.
up, dog.
So the day after that, the day before the alleged murder, Band Lab announces a 3-day David pop-up event in New York City. And then comes April the 23rd. To April the 23rd. This is the date of the alleged murder.
Yeah, this is the day
And
that
it says
he got killed.
prosecutors allege that this is the date that Celeste arrived at I believe at his house in the Hollywood Hills on the evening of the 23rd at David's rented home, and this was the last time she was heard from on or about this date. Interesting enough, there's press going on the same day. Withered World Tour tickets enter pre-sale, but then also that same day, David appears to post on TikTok saying, "Your prayers have been answered. It's finally here." He's promoting the upcoming album release. Okay, I really like this timeline. And this is where things get dark. The day after the alleged murder, David's still busy on social media. He has a Withered World Tour tickets go officially on sale. He posted an IG reel saying, "My Withered World Tour is now officially on sale." And he streams on Twitch with a caption saying, "Put the album in the bag, bruh," and is streaming from a residential interior ahead of that evening's album release party. How is he still going live? He's still out here live posting. Then he makes a live appearance at the Withered album release party at the 100 Thieves compound in Los Angeles. The host text blast at 6:33 p.m. Announced the party would kick off in 90 minutes. Guests would be entering through the lot to the left of the building. Okay. And then he flies from LA to New York City overnight. The day after, all right, the very night after the alleged murder took place, he's hottailing it out of town to New York. Where was the body left? That's what I want to know. Where on earth was the body left while he jetted off to New York the day after the murder? Very, very interesting. So on April 25th, 2 days after the murder, his Withered, that's when the Band Lab and David pop-up day one starts. This is at NYC's Union Square. He performed live for the first time at the Band Lab pop-up acoustic set. David visibly breaks down crying mid-song. Note on dating, most online aggregators date the surface clip as April 26th, because that's when the widely shared IG reel went up. However, the same performance had already been posted to TikTok the prior evening, and a fan account clip went up at April 25th at 6:17 p.m. The clip could not exist before it. And then day two, April 26th, was made a non-performance creator workshop, and it says the visual script setting in the screenshot: red metal chair, yellow acoustic guitar, held by an accompanying guitarist, and the David wordmark on the pink Union Square pop-up wall matches the April 25th acoustic stage. So this is great research, and damn, son. Private investigations by Steve Fisher Hicks. He's worked out exactly when all this happened, and he's even debunked some of the fake dates. So this is 2 days later, Afterlife became the closer of his April 20th.
What up, Aaron? Aaron, it's Google. What up, Aaron? Yo, what up, what up?
7th Houston album release show, and he performed it twice. That same day, David posted, "Mine is Friend Again, Say It Back," and "Ghost, to be honest, David, new music." So then on April the 26th, now 3 days after the alleged murder, he makes another live appearance, day two of the Band Lab pop-up and creator workshop and Q&A. And so he's tagged with the April 26th date, but the underlying performance occurred at 25. So he's going viral the day after the performance. He then flies from New York to Houston for an evening closed out with romantic homicide. And concurrently, the NYC pop-up day 3 hosts a live stream watch party of the Houston show. And on TikTok, he posts on his two. That he flies from Houston to New York for.
Man, this nigga motion, bro. I mean, a whole lot of more. I ain't never heard of fucking David before all this Celeste stuff. I had never heard of this fucking dude. Like,
Brooklyn social media around this time, which is surprising. He then performs at Brooklyn Steel with his family on stage. Show not on the published Withered Tour calendar. It appears to be a release week one-off. Then he posts one on his own TikTok account. Shame that that's not linked. That would have been good. He then posts more on April the 30th. And then this is a little bit interesting. I've never seen this before. So April the 30th, he does dark from May the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And then on May the 5th, that's when prosecutors alleged Celeste's body was mutilated on or about this date. Could have been any or all of these days that he was actually attempting to plan to cut up the body. That's actually spooky to know that he didn't post in those days. He knuckled down. He said, "I need to go back. I need to knuckle down." Okay, we don't. Ooh, okay. I was about to say we don't know where he was, but actually we might know where he was. So on May the 5th, this is the date that the prosecutor says that Celeste's body was mutilated. And that very same day, they posted a captioned "OMG chat, should I get this?" with a photo of two skateboards with Kirby and Hello Kitty on them at a night market. This is a night market located in downtown Los Angeles. The food truck that reads Bandit, visible in the frame, locates it. And this is posted at the same day of the mutilation. That's then the day after the alleged body cutting up. No posts, no public posts, nothing. He does one TikTok post on May the 7th, and then he goes dark again for 4 days, recuperating after this horrific event. He doesn't pop out again until May 12th, when he does 2 more posts on his TikTok. Then he appears on the Tape Notes podcast.
Man, they finally locked this bitch ass nigga up.
In the criminal justice system, the people are represented by 2 separate yet equally important groups: the police who investigate crime and the district attorneys who prosecute the offenders. These are their
saying, "Sorry, Mum, for posting your fall, but this is funny, I love you," implying he was physically with his mother. He's quiet on May the 14th, and then on May the 15th to the 19th, he travels from the USA to Seoul in South Korea. It says infrared, required to be in country May 21st. So he has to be there for this May the 21st performance near Cheonggi-cheon in Seoul to perform Here With Me. And there's an IG reel that goes viral of him doing that. And then it says M countdown minutes Seoul. That he basically, went through. And I think it is really, really do think that SF's timeline is very valuable. People on Reddit are feeling the same type of way. They're saying SF made a full timeline. I think this is really, really interesting. So this is going everywhere. He posted on X about it. He said, "This is a timeline I've put together covering the period just before it's alleged that David killed Celeste Rivas Hernandez through the time shortly after it is alleged that he dismembered her body. The timeline is based on recovered and deleted social media posts as well as confirmed public media appearances. It will continue to be updated as additional data is compiled. It can be viewed at the link below, and I've attached several screenshots from the timeline. The sequence appears to show a surge of activity immediately after the alleged murder, followed by a period of relative silence in the days leading up to the alleged dismemberment. On the date it's alleged the dismemberment occurred, May the 5th, 2025, a social media post places him in downtown Los Angeles around 11 p.m. One of the most significant unanswered questions is where was Celeste's body between April 23rd and May the 5th? The timeline showed he traveled to New York on April 24th. Within a single day, he would have had to place her body somewhere that he later returned to nearly 2 weeks later on May the 5th. On May the 5th, Cinco de Mayo, he posted from downtown Los Angeles. A chow mein truck visible in the background can independently confirmed to have been Celeste spent time in downtown Houston Afterlife performance that she was killed in spring of 2025. The OG sub said no, she was wanting to call him a psycho or a sociopath, low emotions. Seems like he did have regrets. I really do think drugs and mental illness did play a big role. I also wonder whether David himself was groomed from a young age by one of those nefarious groups that blackmail kids into heinous acts and became one of those groomers himself. That doesn't mean that he doesn't deserve the consequences of his actions. Of course he does. However, I hope that this case creates renewed interest in conversations around kids' lying, mental health, addiction, and intimate partner abuse. The key things to the case, and calling him a monster is the easy way out. Okay, saying what is an SF? I wonder whether the body bags were required. Did he have them ready to go? That would have given him very little time to move the body after the murder, possibly done at night while she was asleep. That only gave him about 24 hours to clean the crime scene and prepare the body for storage. Interesting lull in activity on the 24th with the 11 p.m. now for sale tweet. Sadly, from my own experience, after a human has been dead for only a few hours, they begin to smell. In ambient temperatures, a body decomposes pretty rapidly. I found my friend deceased and it had been roughly 2 weeks. I knew he was gone. The only way for this not to happen is refrigeration or freezing. Okay, that was the rumor, but apparently that was debunked. All right. When did he do this?
See, I seen the video of I think it was Neo, whatever the hell. Man. They was in David's house and it was like, what the fuck is that smell, bro? And it was like, yo, what the fuck is that smell? Like, you could see it on his face, like something stank was in there, bro.
He's right,
Where he legit had a whole funeral with a casket. This kid is a sociopath. My opinion is only speculation, not facts, but in one of the older photos found in was a freezer still in the box. Obviously, we saw that was going around. So yeah, let's see what else people are saying about the timeline. Okay, Steve has an officer. Nothing in hearing contains a factual act. I presume innocent unless otherwise proved. His commentary on matters extensive. reported in news media. The author expressly disclaims any intent to harm the reputation. Reported in news media. The author expressly disclaims any intent to harm the reputation of any individual, contains no private confidential information beyond what exists in public court records and news reporting, i.e., surely not a surprise attack. He went from behind. David had first when she was inches away from her in a sort of punching motion with a lot of force. That's wound one. The right holding the knife sideways and stabbed at his same height level, as he's very short and she's normal height, so they were similar in waist heights. After the we'll later know if her fingers were cut during the attack, most likely not. If not, my guess is that her left hand was trying to deflect the knife, possibly grabbed the knife and it was amputated through that, but very unlikely. Now she's turning to her right to flee. David stabs her with a very heavy force in her now exposed left lower chest area while she's turning to flee. This is when the knife entered her chest cavity and cracked the adjacent ribs again with a significant amount of force. Last minute update due to figuring out that there were 2 more defects around her left side area. While she was turning, he likely tried to stab her 2 more times at the chest cavity area, but only penetrated minimal, leaving minimal marks. So let's continue turning, which is when her back was exposed. This is when David tried to stab her multiple times in the back as she was fleeing. This is where we see multiple holes in the back of her tube top, exact number unknown, where he unsuccessfully stabbed her. At some point, Celeste had raised her right hand in a protective slash.
But it broke down the whole murder, bro.
Yeah, with the blade slicing across her hand. It points more to deflecting a blow to the face or neck when she was upright, and David had been redirected downward to the abdomen by her hand raised. We're looking at 3+ attempted stab wounds in her back, 4 stabbing attempts that were deflected from her hand, 2 confirmed stab wounds to the front abdominal area, so David tried to stab her about 9+ times. She lost consciousness within 2 to 5 minutes and was dead within 5 to 10 minutes. David did nothing to help her and indeed did watch her die. David was back online posting at 7:20 Cali time on his Instagram DMs group messages, talking about his new song coming out and sharing a TikTok. Post-murder, she was believed to be dismembered within 12 days of her death. It aids to the nature of premeditation. David had already performed at his Houston concert crying to his song Afterlife twice, streamed on Twitch, made a Reddit account, came back on Twitter, came back on Discord after a 2-month-long hiatus. He either had the body on a blue or he dismembered her with some sort of cutting equipment with blue colors on it. Could be a container fragment too, when body parts were held in temporarily, but less likely. David used a manual tool, nothing electrical power operated, either a hacksaw or hand bone saw. He dismembered her into a minimum of 11 pieces with 8 cuts. Head and torso kept together in primary bag, right arm, left ring finger, left pinky finger, right upper leg, right lower leg, right foot, left upper leg, left lower leg, left foot. We're looking at a minimum of 30 to 60 minutes. David appears not to be a strong man, shorter in stature, so it was most likely his first time doing this, so we're looking at over an hour dedicated to this. Further aiding the dismemberment motive, that there was some sort of gratification or enjoyment, plus anger, I'd say, during the dismemberment, as cutting each leg into 3 individual pieces and cutting 2 fingers off requires precision, and it's an unnecessary step for the sake of dismembering. It's fully speculative theory and opinion. It can be very, very likely that I could be wrong in some parts, maybe all, maybe none. The courts will let us know the truth in the end, I presume. But I wanted to do a deep dive into the coroner report because that gives a lot of clues to certain aspects which have helped me build my theory on what happened that day. But this post took so much work today, I'm too tired, and I'll have to wait until tomorrow, especially as I want to explain the online timeline, but I need more sleep. Okay. Some people are saying this is AI, but it sounds actually quite well researched. Not cut off the torso, but I don't think they said that. They didn't say that. They said head and torso, that's 1 piece. It says 11 pieces, 8 cuts. Head and torso, that's 1 piece. So I actually think this is actually quite credible in my opinion. Kind of got all the breakdown here of everything that went down.